What's good, y'all? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, aka Petey Mac. Man, get on up here, pull you up one, light you up one, kick your shoes off, relax, baby. You around family, we on the porch. It's Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. Let's do this. What's good, everybody? It's your country cousin Pete McCorvey, aka Petey Mac, and welcome back to the porch, man. Yeah, we back. So post Thanksgiving chill session. I know y'all all had your chill sessions during Thanksgiving. You know, some of y'all sat up there and drank. Y'all probably line dance. You probably went on them walks with your cousin. Y'all know the walk I'm talking about. You probably snuck off to go get a quickie or whatnot with your wife, your baby mama, baby daddy, your husband, whoever, your cousins. Yeah, that they brought. Hey, man, shit happened. It's like that. You might have got drunk. You might have cussed out somebody. You might have fought them motherfuckers. But hey, we here. We done made it through Thanksgiving. Happy to be with y'all. I'm blessed to be with y'all, man. I've learned this. So this is something I found out Thanksgiving. Apparently, Jiffy cornbread mix, when you making dressing stuff and wherever you're from, apparently that's frowned upon. I did not know that was a thing, because my grandmother, my mom, a lot of people I know from my little corner, Mississippi, which is the South, which is known for cooking shit from scratch, they put Jiffy cornbread mix when they make their dressing. And people like, you had that? Like, no, they added, that was not the base of it. That was just to give it a little razzle dazzle, you know. But obviously that shit is frowned upon. So I learned something new today. I did not know that before this Thanksgiving, but shit, it was what it was. But man, I am so happy because now it is Christmas season. So y'all know what it means, because now it's Christmas season. That means Mariah Carey is back. She didn't hit full form. She is all the way mutated, or whatever you want to call it. She here now, and we finna be hearing all that Christmas music, because you know she eat around this time of the year, man. You know, they should have gave her that title a couple years ago. She wanted to be the queen of Christmas music. They should have gave it to her, because to be honest with you, she is the queen of Christmas music. You know, just like Christina Milian for the past couple years, she's been the queen of Christmas movie. But I'm shocked, because this year is like the first year in a while Christina Milian ain't had a Christmas movie. I don't know how to feel about that. So, you know, one, because that was her bag. She was getting her bag. You know, she had a couple of Hallmark Christmas movies and a few of them on Netflix, but she didn't have one this year. So that's a void that's empty. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, one of my favorite pastimes is watching Hallmark Christmas movie. And people like, you like watching Hallmark movie? They all so predictable. That's exactly the point. I like the fact we're gonna see a woman from New York who got a 6-figure job, who got a boyfriend who is supposedly too busy for her, you know, because he got to work to advance his career and to take care of her, but somehow she got to go home because either they finna sell the family farm, or her church is in trouble, or her mama and daddy got sick and can't take care of herself, and then she go home and find a boyfriend who wear nothing but, you know, like a Levi denim jacket with the sheepskin on the inside with a plaid shirt, jeans, and either Timberland boots or cowboy boots, depending on what color he is. You know, she realizes she missed baking cookies for a living, or fixing little kids' sleds or whatnot, and she realized that's what she really want to be, giving up a beautiful apartment and beautiful life in New York to go back to the simple town life and bumblefuck whatever. It's predictable, and like I said, like watching, because I can halfway watch them. You know, it's just something to like keep me occupied on cold Saturday mornings, Saturday afternoons. You know, just to you know, pass the time. It's just something that just kills time for me. Like, don't have to, like, really be locked in, because, like I said, you can pinpoint exactly what's going to happen. And then, I'm going to be honest, it's also nice to get away from not having, you know, what we see all the time, you know, drug dealing, you know, infidelity, murder, you know, gang violence. It's just nice to see wholesome, clean-cut people living life. So that's another reason why I like Hallmark movies, man. You know, on the, you know, sports, be talking about sport. Hey, man, this has been a week for football. Oh, my God, this has been a week for football, man. Like, started with the people that play every year on Thanksgiving. That is the Cowboys and the Lions. The Cowboys pulled it out against the Chiefs 31-28, man. I do not know what is going on with the Chiefs, but they do not look like the same people that have went to the last 3 Super Bowls, man. I'm going to be honest, I think when Philadelphia beat them in this past Super Bowl, I think they pretty much did to them what Clubber Lang did to Rocky Balboa on Rocky 3. I think they knocked the eye of the tiger out their ass. They don't look like the same team. They lost the eye of the tiger, and a lot of people said they go to the end of the Chiefs dynasty. And that kind of hurt my heart, because like I said, I'm a big Pat Mahomes fan, man. I don't like him going out like this. The Lions fell to the Packers. That's the other team that plays traditionally on Thanksgiving. The Lions, they fell to Packers 31-24. Man, but you know something? Little trivia. I learned something about the Lions I did not know. So, y'all know Marvin Gaye's song "What's Going On." So you know at the beginning of "What's Going On," you hear 2 brothers go, "Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, solid, brother." You know. So I found this out from watching a Breakfast Club interview with Donnie Simpson. If you were 70s, 80s, baby, maybe even the 90s, maybe like the 91, 92, you know who Donnie Simpson is. That man was the VJ for Video Soul's silky smooth voice. And the man still sounds like he just stepped off the set of Video Soul on BET. He revealed that Hall of Fame cornerback who played for the Lions, Lem Barney, and Lions running back Mel Farr are the 2 brothers at the beginning of that song. Because apparently Marvin Gaye was pretty good at football. He actually tried to try for the Lions at running back, but the coach would let him do it because he said he wouldn't have forgave himself if he got hurt. But yeah, little trivia about that. When speaking of the Lions, the Bengals. Bengals shocked the world and beat the Ravens 32-14, because that was, you got to remember, they the third game, because even though it's still Thanksgiving, that's still Thursday. You know, we got Thursday night football. So the Bengals, they shocked the world and, like I said, beat the Ravens. And yesterday, the Bears beat the Eagles 24-15. Man, this week, both of the teams that just played in the Super Bowl lost. And the Bears, them boys is they 8-3 now. Them boys back looking like the monsters of the Midway again. Cause you know the Bears have been struggling for a long ass time. They back being the monsters of the Midway. So I know I got a bunch of friends who are Bears fans. They used to hang their head low, but they still ride with them because they say squad, especially mainly because a lot of them from Chicago. Yeah, I know they sitting there happy right now. Yeah, the Bears, they looking good, man. They are really looking good. But you know who's not looking good? We finna go to college football. I'll tell you, not looking good. My damn Florida State Seminoles dropped another one, putting them at 5-6. They dropped one to North Carolina State, 21-11. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand how Mike Norvell still got no damn job, because they said they're going to roll. Florida State said he's going to still man the helm for the Seminoles football program as head coach for the 2026 season. This man must have damned in evidence of the athletic director, the chancellor, the deans, the presidents doing, or college doing something. They must have some Epstein file type shit happening, and he got damned in evidence, because I don't understand how this man in his tenure has been, like, I think they said 7-17, and he's still holding on to his job. This man is just making a mockery out of Florida State Seminole football. Now, I get it. Competition is tougher now because the NIL done changed everything up. The transfer portal has changed up everything. And not only that, the realignment of all the conferences, like it's not Power 5, no, it's Power 4. Because, like, I'm going to be honest, the fact that Stanford, which is all the way in the Bay Area of California, is in the ACC, that's just wild. You're on the Pacific Coast, but you're in the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference. Shocks the fuck out of me. But it is what it is. So I get all that, but just to see Florida State football in this disarray is just, oh boy. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not even confident that they are going to beat Florida tonight. I'm really not confident they're going to beat Florida. It's just looking, oh my God, it's looking terrible in Tallahassee. I was so confident all throughout it. I said, well, we'll at least get Florida a win. We'll at least get a win out of Florida. But the way it's looking, I don't know. We probably might finish season 5-7. But yeah, it's like bowl season. I'm not, like, tonight, that's going to be in Florida State football. And I'm glad because this shit got to end. This shit is like when, on Rocky 4, when Apollo getting his ass beat by Von Drago, and Apollo's trainer looked at Rocky, throw the damn towel. That's what they need to do on the season. They need to throw the damn towel. It's just bad, man. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all. What made me feel better though is this past Monday, one of my favorite shows came back on Peacock. And I'm not gonna lie, when the show first aired, I was like, are they gonna do it right? Because, you know, the original series that it's got its basis from, you know, that was classic black TV. Hell, that's classic TV, period. But they did it due diligence for the first 3 seasons, and now we're into the final season. I'm kind of sad, but it is what it is. Bel-Air is back. It is back, and they doing what they did last season. They releasing them blocks of episodes. Like they released the first 3 episode block, excuse me, this past Monday. Now, one of the big things in there is Jabari Banks. That's the dude that plays Will Smith. He cut off that high top fade that he had. That was paying homage to Will Smith having his high top fade in the original series. He cut it off, and he looked he looked different with it. He looked older and younger at the same time. But we saw, just jumping into it, y'all remember at the end of last season, we saw Will get kidnapped. So nothing happened. Will ended up getting free, but what happened was Jeffrey saved him. Now, I guess they're going to go back and they're going to piece together what exactly happened, because Jeffrey had went missing for a while, and then like the second episode of this block, he comes back. I mean, it looks like he was shot because he got a sling on, but he comes back, but he end up rescuing Will. Will's got PTSD from it, but yeah, he's back. We saw at the end of last season that Viv's found out she was pregnant. She revealed that she was pregnant. Well, Ashley spilled the beans. When they was having like a family meeting, she spilled the beans. And now Phil is coming to terms with that, because him and Viv, they were both happy that they was going to have an empty nest, but now they realize they got to start all the way back over. So let's see how they going to work baby Nick in and what's going to happen. I will say this also. somebody must have heard my cry, because I'm not gonna lie, Lisa is looking good this season. And boy, y'all be like, that's a grown woman playing a teenager. Okay, I know how to separate two. She's looking good, because I've been like, for her to act the way she was at, she was a little too plain Jane for me, but they got her looking good. Now, since the season come back, I don't know why Bel-Air decided to do this. They decided to bring that punk ass Amira back. Y'all remember her? That was the little dope head that Carlton met in rehab. She's back. Her punk ass. She back, and she going on this thing using this whole I'm recovering addict and just whole sob story. Just you know, break out the violin. That's all I can say. She's doing that, and her and Lisa have gotten cool, and Lisa tell her she feels like something's missing from her senior year, because Lisa's got a full ride to Howard, and Amira tells her, well, you just known as Miss Goody Two Shoes and all that. You need to let loose and do all this and just wild out. Now, Lisa, baby, taking advice from a dope head is crazy work, baby. But she did it, and y'all gonna find out what happened, why she did it. Ashley, I will say this, they finally gave Ashley more. She's not just there like she's been. She just been there, you know. They kept trying to work in the LGBTQ I plus. I found out it's I is not A. I don't know when that changed. I actually found that out from watching the last episode of Power Book 4 Force. That is I, not A. But she's doing stuff like she dating a boy now. Like the little boy we saw coming over to the house that we thought was gay, she's dating him. She's stealing liquor, she fighting. I'm like, oh my God, okay. But she explains why she was doing that. She told Will that she didn't want to be in like Hillary and Carlton's shadow. She said, I definitely want to be in Carlton's shadow. Then they moved the camera to Carlton. I love what they did. They showed Carlton doing a rendition of the famous Carlton dance that Alfonso Ribeiro made extremely popular. I love how they put little nuances and Easter eggs from the old show. Because as soon as she said they cut to him, I saw him, I said, oh, they got to be hitting the Carlton. So yeah, I like how they worked that in there. That was dope. Poor Hillary, man. Hillary going through it, man. She dealing with LaMarcus's death. She was trying to give a speech at Bel-Air Academy, and she broke down and she lost, which I'm not mad at her, man. That lady lost her husband. I'm talking about, and she dealing with guilt because he wasn't supposed to really be flying. So she talked him into flying so they can get married. So yeah, she dealing with a lot of things. And shout out to Coco Jones. She acted her ass off in that scene. But now what I will say I didn't like about Hillary, when Jazz came to console her, she dogged that man out. That man ain't do a damn thing to you, baby. All he trying to do is just be a good dude. Jazz didn't deserve that at all. But I'm wondering if Coco Brown got something else she working on. Not Coco Brown. I'm thinking something. Coco Jones got something else she working on, because she wasn't in the last two episodes. I mean, they had a FaceTiming on there, so I'm wondering if she's working on something else. But I can tell you this, though. After her engagement, I spoke on that last season. Her engagement, she got happy weight, because she didn't put on a few pounds, not bad pounds, but she showed look good. I'm like, oh yeah, she got that happy weight, so she showed is happy. So I'm wondering if Coco Jones working on something else, she on tour or something, because I'm like, okay, we don't see her that much. Lou comes in. Lou is Will's dad, played by Marlon Wayans. He comes in and tries to help Will, because Will and Carlton end up getting arrested for vandalism. Y'all watch the episode, y'all see what that's about. Lou gets back in. Come to find out he has a job offer back in Philadelphia, because he said it's better than him cutting hair out in L.A. So he ends up telling Will what's going on, and they're bonding, spending quality time with each other. And I love the interaction they had. That they was talking about books, and it was a book that Lou suggested to Will to read. And it's funny he did it, because I was thinking about this book the other day. I read it about a decade ago, and I wish I had read it when I was a teenager. I advise, if anybody listening, you have a son that's a teenager, especially the black people, you got a son that's a teenager, you need to have them read this book. And I'm glad that they suggested it, that Lou suggested. He said, you need to read Makes Me Want to Holler by Nathan McCall. That's a very good book. It tells a story of the author Nathan McCall as he ended up growing up in Portsmouth, Virginia, ended up going to jail for armed robbery for 12 years, but he ended up working for the Washington Post. That's a very good book. It talks a lot about race in America, the perception that black men have of themselves. So if anybody got a teenager, please have your son, nephew, brother, mentee read that book. That should be, I'm gonna be honest, that should be required reading for every African American male teenager. We also got to see in flashbacks, we got to see in the Thanksgiving episode actually how it reveals how Phil and Jeffrey met in DC. The way that they have it going on, I think Jeffrey has a lot to do with Phil's wealth. But to go back to what I was saying at the beginning of breaking down this episode, about Jeffrey, and because Jeffrey was in the streets back when he was in England. So while Will got kidnapped, we see Jeffrey's boss, who is played by Caroline Chickenzie. If y'all remember her, she played Noma on Power Book 2 Ghost, who is, a lot of people don't know, that's Adrian Holmes, that's the guy that played Uncle Phil. That's his wife in real life. She plays the head of the gang that Jeffrey was running with back in London. She tells Phil and Jeffrey when they meet up that they put a dap on his plan. So what she is suggesting is that Phil, the Legacy Heights project, y'all know the project he was working on at the end of the year, she wants him to launder money through that development that he's got. So we'll see how that play out, because y'all know that Phil prides himself on having taken a high moral ground. So we'll see how they play into that. But like I said, good show. I'm looking forward to the next block of episode. The next block of episodes. And because it looked like it's going to get juicy. And we got to see how this thing going in. But this is the only thing I'm mad about right here. I need to know this. Where in the hell is Jackie? They need to bring Jackie fine ass back. Because I'm going to be honest, like I've always told you, I love Jackie's vibe with Will, but I love his vibe with Lisa. We need to see what's going on with Jackie. For real. But yeah, that's what's going on with Bel-Air. Like I said, I'm happy it's back. We talked about television, move on to the movies. Now, with it being Christmas time, we know we're finna watch all kind of Christmas movies. Everybody's finna have Home Alone in there. Everybody's finna have Planes, Trains, and Automobile with Steve Martin and late John Candy. We're going to have Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. Of course, on Christmas Day, you got to play A Christmas Story. You got to play it on Christmas Day, because I remember back in the day when TBS or the Superstation, as you know, they ran that bitch for straight 24 hours. So you got to keep up the tradition. You can't run it for 24 hours, but that's got to be one of the movies you got to watch on Christmas Day. The Claymation, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer shit, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, all them movies. You got to watch. But what I'm going to talk about, movies that are untraditional movies. These are the top 5 movies that are untraditional movies that I think needs to be added into our repertoire of movies we're going to watch. The first one I'm going to talk about, and it's just a classic, period, is Steven Spielberg's 1991 fantasy film starring Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman. That is Hook. Hook is definitely a Christmas movie because it takes place during Christmas. It is in the beginning when Peter was on the phone making a meeting and his son Jack had said, "Hey, you gonna come to my game?" Peter told the man on the phone, said, "Look, I can't miss this. Me can't run over. It's my son's big game. It's the last game of the Santa series," which was kind of wild to me. I ain't never heard known baseball to be played around Christmas time. So that was just, I don't know, but it's still a good movie. Then when he goes over to visit Granny Wendy, it's Christmas time over in London. So yeah, it's definitely a Christmas movie, and I love it because not only that, because somebody from my hometown was in the movie. Jimmy Buffett, from Pascagoula, Mississippi. He was in the movie. He was one of the pirates when Peter first got to Neverland. They tried to steal his shoes. He was one of those pirates. He's in the background trying to attack him. And I also found this out about Hook. Found out that at the end, when he decided which lost boy to leave in charge, found out Robin Williams ad-libbed that. He improvised that. That way, when you see him giving Thud Butt the sword, that's why the actor that plays Thud Butt is genuinely like shocked because none of the kids knew he was going to get a sword too. But I'm going to tell you now that I'm an adult, my favorite scene in that movie is the scene when Peter first gets to where the Lost Boys kick it at in Neverland. And Ruth was like, you can't fight a crow. He's like, so don't nobody want to stand with Peter Pan cross the line. Just one little boy pockets. One cross. So he looking at him. He took his glasses off and he fixed his face to make a smile. He said, oh, there you are, Peter. I love that because it showed that the innocence of a child and that a child was like, no, I know my friend. You know, it's been a long time, but I know my friend. Like, you look like my friend. My friend don't wear these glasses. My friend don't, hold up, let me see the smile. Yeah, I know my friend smile. Like, now that I'm an adult, I'm not going to lie. I low-key kind of tell, man. Don't judge me, man. The next movie. This one's just a classic. It's an 80s classic. And that is Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. Takes place during Christmas time. Yep, because you see the two rich guys, Mortimer and Randolph. They in their house, decked out in Christmas decorations. Same with I forgot what Dan Aykroyd's character name is, and I ain't gonna lie, I forgot what Eddie Murphy. I know it's Billy Ray Valentine, if I'm not mistaken. Like Dan Aykroyd's character. His house was decked out in it, and then he's even, y'all know he's famous for having on that Santa suit, looking like he's about to go on a homicidal rampage. But yeah, that's a Christmas movie. That's just a comedy classic, period. I didn't realize this until I went back and watched it. In the scene where Billy Ray was in jail, Giancarlo Esposito is in there. For those y'all know him, that's Bugging Out from Do the Right Thing and a bunch of other things he been in. He been in so much shit. That man is he underrated GOAT. I don't know why he don't get his due when we talk about great actors. That man is a great actor. And a great narrator too. There's a couple of documentaries I've seen where he narrated his ass off. The third one. This is not only just one of the best action movies and buddy cop films, but it's a Christmas movie too because it takes place during Christmas. That is Lethal Weapon with Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. Danny Glover and Mel Gibson in 1987's Lethal Weapon. Take place during Christmas. You see the Murtaugh's house, got Christmas decorations on it and all that. And, you know, it like Loki got a Christmas theme. Them two coming together. Danny Glover, Murtaugh, played by Danny Glover, and Riggs coming together to help humanity by arresting a killer played by Gary Busey. And like I said, it's 1-2. It's up there. It is 1-2. And it gave us, like, now that we are older, dealing with Christmas shopping and cooking and all that, it's got what I think should be an unofficial theme for an adult who's adulting during Christmas. I'm getting too old for this shit. Yeah. Coming to number 2, the 4th movie I'm gonna talk about, Batman Returns. Batman Returns comes in at number 2, which I don't know how this is not a traditional Christmas movie, because it take, like, the story opens up with Oswald Cobblepot's parents. The father, who was played by the late Paul Reubens, aka Pee Wee Herman, didn't know that until like a few years ago. They dump him into the sewer on Christmas Day. Then we pick it up 30-something years later when Oswald Cobblepot makes his return. It's Christmas season. We see Miss Gotham lighting the Christmas tree. We see the Shrek Company, that's where Selena Kyle worked at. They were doing all kind of Christmas stuff. She got a call from her mom about she gonna come home for Christmas and all that, and she thought she was gonna go away on Christmas with a dude, but he stood her up. It ended with a snowy night. That's a Christmas movie. It's definitely a Christmas movie too. I don't know why it has it. I mean, I'm surprised. I don't know why back in the day, because I'm going to be honest, this movie is one of the first movies I remember seeing in theaters. And I couldn't get over, because you got to remember, Batman animated series was just coming out too. And why they didn't wait to release it at Christmas, I think it made a killing, period. Because it was a sequel to the 1989 movie that was a blockbuster. So why they didn't release it during Christmas, I have no idea. But yeah, it is a Christmas movie too. I really think this one should be a traditional Christmas movie. Now, the last one, 5th movie and number 1 on this list. And it has actually been debated. It was debated for years, and now people are not even arguing it. It's like legit traditional Christmas movie. And that is the Bruce Willis 1988 action classic, Die Hard. Yep, Die Hard. You know the story of our homeboy, Mr. Yippee-Ki-Yay motherfucker himself, NYPD detective John McClane, at the Nakatomi Tower in Los Angeles, taking on Hans Gruber, played by Alan Rickman, and his band of terrorists. Which, one thing I'm trying to figure out, that band of terrorists, how did Trevette from Walker, Texas Ranger end up with them Germans? Working with them. Because that was just, I don't know who that is. That's Trevette. If you spend time at your grandmama's house, you know about Trevette and you know about Walker, Texas Ranger with Chuck Norris. And everybody was debating, how is this a Christmas movie? I don't know how this is a debate of Christmas movie. He's flying in from New York to LA to see his estranged wife on Christmas Eve. When he gets into the car with Argyle, that's the brother who was driving the limo. Shout out to Argyle. Argyle was the homie. Because I'm going to be honest with you, if I was Argyle, I'd have got in that damn limo and drove the fuck away. Like, oh, they shooting. I ain't got time for this. I don't get paid enough for this. While they driving, Argyle is playing Christmas in Hollands by Run DMC. When we get introduced to Al Powell, played by Reginald Vell Johnson, a.k.a. Carl Winslow from Family Matters. They playing Christmas movie at the Mini Mart where he buying all of his Twinkies. It was a Christmas party, office Christmas party at the Nakatomi Tower, where John McClane's wife worked at. Then at the end of the movie ends with the credits rolling and Bing Crosby's Let It Snow is playing. So how, like I said, a lot of people have kind of just said, fuck it, it's a Christmas movie. Yeah, this one is the number 1 movie. Matter of fact, I don't start my Christmas season until I watch it every Black Friday. The first movie I'm going to start before I start watching any more Christmas movie of the season is gonna be Die Hard. And depending on how I might feel, I might watch Die Hard 2, because Die Hard 2 also take place during Christmas. But it ain't really got a lot of Christmas elements in it like Die Hard 1 does. But yeah, those are the 5 traditional Christmas movies. Untraditional Christmas movies. Number 5, Hook. Number 4, Trading Places. Number 3, Lethal Weapon. Number 2, Batman Returns. And number 1, Die Hard. Anyway, y'all, this been my time on the porch. Y'all follow me on social media. You can find me on Facebook. Search my name. Hopefully I can add you if you're trying to add me, because I don't know what's going on Facebook. Facebook's not letting me add people. I'm not at my $5,000. I'm not at my 5,000 friend limit, but I don't know what's going on. You can find me on Instagram. That's PDMac10, PETEYMAC10. Or you can find me on TikTok. That's PDMac89, PETEYMAC. Drop the 1 and the 0 from Instagram and just put an 8 and a 9 right there, man. You know, like my content, comment on it, share. Most of all, follow my pages. Until next week, y'all be cool, stay calm, get paid, and happy holidays to you and yours.